Hey, Shalom. It's Fallen Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. It is about 95 degrees outside right now. And I'm worried about heat. No. I'm not worried about the heat right now. I'm worried about heat. Keeping warm in the winter. Right now, I am cutting up firewood. See, once I get the shed filled, this is about an 8 by 10 by, well, it's a slope shed, so 8 by 10 by, I'll just say 8 shed. No, 7. 8 by 8 by 7 shed. And once I fill it up, this is enough wood for my family for about a winter and a half. Now I have tons of wood, you see, down there. That's why I split my lumber. Split my wood right there. I got plenty of wood. Obviously being out here in the Rock, wood bucked. I just got split it. And what I do is throughout the year, when I'm out working in particular areas of the property, if I'm expanding a garden or whatever, I'll go and trees that are down, I'll buck it. I'll just leave it out there. And I'll come back, 6 months later, 8 months later, and drag it over here, bring it over here, take a day to do that, and then I'll cut it up, stack it. And the reason why is because it's winter. And, I look at the winter now, and a lot of people are going to be trying to figure out how to stay warm, especially those in these reservations, in these colder climates. You're going to be wondering how to stay warm, how to keep warm in the coming winter. Most people are not thinking about staying warm dead smack, beginning of summer, middle of summer. They're not worried about that. But this is what preparedness is. It's being ready for things, even though at that moment, see, like food storage, it's the perfect time to store food, to buy food, to store it, to put it away, is when it was plenty, when it was plentiful. You don't want to wait until the food is scarce and then try to store up on it when food prices are rising. It was a lot easier to buy food and as much as you wanted to put it away 5 years ago than it is today. Well, it's easier to harvest, make sure the wood's nice and dry. It's easier to do this in the summer than it is in the winter. It's easier gathering wood in the summer than it is the winter. I don't know how many people want to be going outside and gathering wood to burn when it just snowed and it's 8 degrees outside. I don't know how many people are interested in gathering wood at that point in time. Or, God forbid, it snowed, the snow melted, and then it snowed again a week later, and now all that wood that's out there that you would have gathered has done absorbed all the moisture from the dried snow. So the time to put things like this back is not when the times are, when it's cold outside. The time to do it is when it's hot. Preparing yourself for those things that even though you don't see it today, you don't see it right now, you know it's coming. It's the same reason people can food. It's the same reason why people blanch food. It's the same reason I have a food storage video coming up with the sisters helping me. And one of the methods that we use in storing food. This is more or less our, I guess, like 3 to 5 year food storage plan, opposed to our 10+ year. We have different stages in food storage. We have our immediate storage, which is like I'd say in 6 months, anywhere between 0 to 6 months or 0 to 3 months. Then from 3 months to a year. Then from a year to 5, then 5 to 10, then 10+. And depending on what we're storing, it fits in somewhere in those categories, depending on what it is. But the time to store food is when it's plentiful and not when it's scarce. Same thing with wood. So if you're in a position, you're on a homestead, you probably already thought about this. But if you're not on a homestead and you're in a position where you're in an apartment or whatever it may be, you may want to start thinking right now about winter, especially if you cannot afford to pay your gas price, or your heating prices, your propane prices, you may want to figure out, how are you going to stay warm? Start planning that now while it's 95 degrees outside. Don't wait until it's 10 degrees, it's 31 degrees, it's starting to freeze, and you're trying to figure it out at the time. Hallelujah. Well, I'll be putting out a lot more videos like this over the next couple months. I might be doing 2 or 3 videos a day just to show you it can be done. It can be done. You can do it. But it's going to take you to think. And the hope is that these videos open up your mind so that you can start figuring out some of these things. And if you thought about them and you're already moving on them, hallelujah. But if you haven't, may this be an opportunity to think about it. All right, I'm gonna buck up a couple more pieces of this. Split a couple more of these pieces of wood and move on to the next task. All right, let me just back up and show you the shed. Yeah, that's my meager wood shed, and then of course off of every roof, I don't know if you can see it right there, we got a rain catchment. We have 255-gallon barrels. They're filled. Well, one's filled, one's almost filled. About half there, and just catching rainwater off of the roof. That's another thing I like about these sheds and about these roofs, is that you can always catch water off of a roof. Always catch water. And that water you can use to water your gardens. That water you can use to, here we water some of our animals with them, chickens and our goats. They'll drink the water and be happy with it. All right, bless y'all. Just an idea. Shalom.